Good morning and welcome to the Crawford County Board of Commissioners meeting for February 26th. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance with Commissioner Shell.
All rise. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Scott. I need approval of minutes from the full session on February 12th.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 Any approval of minutes from the work session on February 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Any approval of payment of bills in the amount of $1,802,567.18 for the period ending February 25th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 There are no executive sessions. We do have some public comment. I want to make a quick comment that some people had a request to speak today in. However, we did get a couple extra ones, and the Board of Commissioners did talk consensusly that if additional people want to speak in regards to things today, due to the saldo being on the actual agenda, that we're okay with that. So we do have one extra person. So when these three go, we'll ask if there's anybody else who'd like to speak in regards to anything on the agenda itself today. So we'll start with Jessica Hilburn. And I've got your timer for you.
I practiced, so I knew I'd be under 3 minutes. So thank you for allowing me to speak today. If you don't know me, my name is Jessica Hilburn. I am the chair of the Crawford County Planning Commission, and I'm also a resident of Hightown Borough. When I was first appointed to the commission, I had very little knowledge of saldos, but over the past 3 years, I've researched and learned from my colleagues, heard feedback from residents across the county and at community events about how our friends and neighbors want our communities to look. There have been many issues identified to me, some of practicality, others of health and safety, and those could be addressed through a saldo. Common sense government with consistent and clear rules that both encourage investment in our county and protect the character of the community our residents choose to live in is important. I've appreciated hearing from community members and leaders who attended our multiple public events regarding the saldo. We very much heard them and kept them in mind over our more than 24 cumulative hours of meetings in creating this document, and hundreds more hours learning and thinking about planning. Planning Commission members volunteer their time, energy, and money to attend meetings, learn more about innumerable planning-related topics, and work for a prosperous future in Crawford County. We get no personal benefit other than the satisfaction of serving our fellow people, and we care deeply about Crawford County or we wouldn't be here. I know that change isn't always comfortable or easy, but I firmly believe that we should harness this opportunity to invest in our future, and that our plans, goals, and dreams can't be accomplished without frameworks that allow us to govern well. In addition to being on the Planning Commission, I'm also an elected official in Hightown Borough, and I know firsthand how important these ordinances are and how they can protect the character of the community where I live. While my municipality has its own saldo, there's interest in potentially giving up our saldo and going with the county saldo if adopted. The city of Titusville has expressed similar interest, as has the Secretary of Oil Creek Township, who has allowed me to give her comments today as well, that in Oil Creek Township they're a small municipality and that she can't do everything, and her lack of knowledge is a hindrance at times, especially when they have a lot going on. And she gave an example of when their current saldo and time constraints led to a choice they regretted, when they should have insisted on a sidewalk in front of Walmart, because people now walk along the guardrails to get to the store, and that's very dangerous. This ordinance does not take precedence over any locally passed ordinance, and we are not interested in telling anyone how their property should be used. That's what zoning is for, and this document is not zoning. I encourage municipalities who want something customized to pass and enforce their own ordinance, and this one wouldn't take effect for 6 months, even if adopted today. However, if the concept of reducing administrative work, getting the input of professionals who work with these concepts and issues every single day, and a more consistent rules of countywide appeals to you, that's what this ordinance will do. We have a fantastic planning office full of fellow residents who live and breathe planning, and we should use their expertise for the betterment of our townships, boroughs, and cities. The final thoughts I wanted to leave you with are a request for everyone's time in reading through and understanding the details of the document, and also appreciation for your serious consideration of an ordinance that required an enormous investment of time and thought. So thank you.
Thank you. Stephanie Thayer.
Thank you for having me today. My name is Stephanie Thayer. I'm a citizen of Venango Township and a small vegetable farmer. I just have a few points that I wanted to talk about regarding the subdivision and land development ordinance for the county. First, I just want to state that my township does not have a subdivision and land development ordinance, and I'm in support of a countywide subdivision and land development ordinance because it sets standards for development. And one standard that it sets for our township that is particularly effective in our township is solar and energy development, which is heavily, is going to be a predominant use in our township. I personally don't want to live in an industrial park, and I appreciate that the townships with this county ordinance will still have a say in development, and the ordinance works to keep the integrity of our townships. And that for, any township that doesn't want to fall under the county saldo, we're able to adopt our own, which is an important point in all of this too. It's not overtaking anyone's rights or ability to make decisions for themselves. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. John Harmley?
Thanks for letting me speak.
Yes, sir.
In 2020, I checked into the solar and wind around the country, and every area that let in the solar and wind said they wish they would have put more regulation in at that time. So put as much regulation in now before you can't do anything. You should do that now. And I applaud you guys for trying to do something about it. Solar panels should be no closer than 120 feet from a property line due to safety concerns. And a windmill should be no closer than a mile from a home. That's what everybody goes by. And that's what you guys should try to put in place if you can. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Calvin Ernst?
Okay. I'm Calvin Ernst. I come as a, asking not to approve this zoning ordinance or subdivision ordinance until more people have input into what's going on there. And there's so many things, I don't want to go into any specific numbers or what have you, but it needs more study before you approve it.
That's all I have, sir. Thank you. Anyone else want to speak today because we did open the rules? Come on up, sir. Just your name and where you're from, although we know who you are, but go ahead.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scott Scholander. I'm a resident of Meadville and a former Planning Commission member. As a member, I support the online version of this ALDO ordinance drafted February 21, 2025. Now, this document provides a prescription for land development based on the Pennsylvania Municipal Planning Code, and it provides expertise in language and review for municipalities not able or not having a saldo of their own. So this really is a resource that many municipalities were not able to gather, and it really provides for orderly development in their area. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak today? Come on up. We even let you speak from out of county. It's okay.
Thanks, I appreciate that, Commissioners. So Craig Conforti, I'm the Client Relations Manager for Penn State Extension. First, I want to give some updates, but first, thank you, Commissioners, for the opportunity to talk, but also for the support that you guys provide for Penn State Extension. Some extension's a blend of federal, state, and local monies, and without your partnership, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you for that support. A couple updates on some staffing. We hired an agronomist for Area 1, Erin Kaprinka, who's going to be stationed in Mercer, but she's going to also do cover Crawford and Erie counties. And we also hired Maddie Horkler, who's an animal systems educator, and she's going to be doing all things animals. So, and she's also going to be stationed in Mercer County, but she will cover all of Western Pennsylvania. So with those two staffing updates, just want to get that information out there. So if anybody needs any assistance from Extension on that or other things, please let us know. And then also 4-H, a little update. So 457 members last year. Crawford County is a huge county for 4-H. Our two educators do a fantastic job here. They get a lot of support from the community. Our 4-H leaders have been doing a fantastic job. Just really want to point that out for you guys. Also, we have 1,380 youth participants they're not traditional 4-H members, but they're in school enrichment programs. So that could be embryology in schools, that could be attending Ag Safety Day or attending Ag Counter. And we will be looking to do a 4-H proclamation, hopefully next month to celebrate 4-H week. That's all I have for you guys.
Thank you.
Unless you guys have any questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Anyone else today want to speak? What?
My name's Tim Russell. I'm with the City of Titusville. I'm the zoning and code enforcement officer. The city is in support of a countywide saldo. From my perspective, as a person who will ultimately be involved in saldos, at some point, I'm only on this job for 2 years now, I can tell you that the city is interested in possibly adopting the county saldo. From our perspective, or personally my perspective, is to have the expertise of the planning commission help would be a great benefit to me personally as an employee, and making things even across the board for the county would be probably a good thing. So I just want to
Thank you.
pledge our support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Anyone else want to speak? I think that's everyone. Okay. We'll start with the correctional facility.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Howdy, work.
Morning, Jack.
This morning, I'm seeking the approval of 4 items. Item A is the purchase of one AI turret camera to be purchased from Canada Security. Purchase price is $4,485, includes installation, all necessary hardware and software, programming, licensing, and email notifications, and this is a budgeted item.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 Item B is approve the additional payment to Clearview Assets Protection for ankle bands in the amount of $600. This was previously approved at a lower amount.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Item C is ratify the contract between the jail and Hagan Business Center for copier maintenance and supply agreement for 2025, and this is a budgeted item.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 And lastly, item D is ratify the purchase of a new stainless steel inmate toilet, replacement of a porcelain toilet to be purchased from Medcraft Industries. Purchase price is $1,234.57, and this is not a budgeted item.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 Thank you,
Thank
Jack.
you.
Thanks, Jack.
Juvenile probation. Good
Good
morning.
morning, Commissioner. I would like to seek approval for the purchase of a Physio Control Life Pack AED from Coro Medical for the Juvenile Probation Department building in the amount of $2,290.36. This is not a budgeted item, but will be reimbursed through the PCORP/PCOMP grant.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
The register and recorder.
Hi.
Morning.
Hello, Beth.
I'm asking Commissioners today to ratify approval of the Optical Storage Solutions Software Support Agreement and payment of the annual Landex software maintenance fees in the amount of $18,824. The agreement covers the Register and Recorder, Orphans Court, Assessment, and Court Administrator's offices effective March 1st, 2025 through February 20th, 2026, and this is a budgeted item.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
The chief assessor.
Good morning,
Morning,
Commissioner.
Joe.
Good morning, Joe.
I come to you first with a request that the board approve refunds for Gretchen Myers and Jared Smith.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 And finally, request catastrophic loss refund to Brian Ferguson and Jemilyn Hudson for parcel 6501-55-2-A, located at 13279 Lois Lane, Meadville, PA, for the total fire loss of their dwelling and attached garage on July 26, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank-
Public safety.
Morning, Greg.
Asking for approval to renew our ExactVision software at a cost of $1,085. It's software for our surveillance cameras at the public safety building. It's a budgeted expense.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
County maintenance.
Good morning.
Hi,
Morning,
Jen.
Jen.
Morning.
This morning I'd like to ratify approval of invoices from the courthouse remodeling project, and this is for $76.88.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 Next, approval to pay Brian Noah for project manager, and this is for professional services from 1/1 of '25 to 1/31 of '25 for $562.50.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 And last, approval to pay the Eats Group, and this is for additional engineering required on Mercer Street Bridge deck rehab for $20,000, and this will be paid by liquid fuels monies.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
County planning. Morning, Zach.
Good morning,
Hi,
Commissioners. First item this morning, we're requesting approval to pay for a payment to MG Electrical Services for reimbursement totaling $640 for training wages associated with the Construction and Industry Workforce Program. This is paid for out of our Whole Home Repair Program Fund.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 Next, we're requesting a payment to Vogue Heating and Cooling for the reimbursement of their $640 of training wages associated with the same program through the same funding stream.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 We're requesting approval for a payment to Ferguson Construction Company to reimburse their $640 for training wages associated with, again, the same program and the same funding stream.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 We're requesting approval to pay an invoice to the city of Titusville in the amount of $1,031.16 for reimbursing their December 2024 code enforcement wages. This is paid for out of the city of Titusville's 2021 CDBG program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? If we actually voted no while they're in the room, does that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's their money.
Roll call. Yes.
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 We're requesting approval of a contract between Crawford County, Sturdy Boots, and homeowner number 1 for home repairs through the Whole Home Repair Program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 As previously presented, we're requesting the adoption of the 2024 Crawford County Subdivision Land Development
I
Ordinance.
believe Commissioner Shell would like to speak.
It has come to our attention just in the past few days, talking with several municipalities, townships and boroughs, that it appears of the 22 municipalities that have no saldo, I'm getting people telling me they were never notified of this. And we certainly believe this is a great program, so don't go that way. And I'm going to make a motion that we table this until we get more information out to those 22 municipalities.
I'll second for purpose of discussion. So, and I think that's kind of where we're going to go. Zach and I had a talk this morning with Commissioner Shell. I think on the surface, the Planning Commission has done a great job. I spent First of all, their meetings are long, so if you get to go to a planning commission meeting, you should show up, nobody else ever goes, but it's long. Jessica does a good job. I think some of the things that have came to light, another municipality have mentioned an intergovernmental agreement where the saldo would be the county saldo, the county would manage the actual saldo, and then the actual local municipality would like the authority or the ability to still make a decision. That is something that's new to me, I heard just this week. I do think that local government does have some communication issues in regards to it, but I will tell you this, and Scott and I will both certainly back this up. This is more, the saldos are more than just an individual thing. I think what Jesse said is really important. It's about public safety for myself and Scott as well. And I mean by that is there are places in Crawford that have been subdivided where an ambulance couldn't find a person needing an emergency. That is a problem. And if that's not a problem to somebody, you're not really looking at the process. So in the idea and the structure of the saldo itself, those are things that have been addressed, and I think that's really important for people to understand. I've heard things as far as this would set back the county 30, 40 years. I've heard things that this is similar to the French Creek watershed project. None of those things could be farther from the truth. If you look at where development is in Crawford County, it's in places that have saldos and zoning. And not to say that people live there for that development, but the process does work well in some of those areas. Some other areas actually have asked for the planning office's issues. There are currently municipalities with saldos who are requesting assistance about solar. I'm glad that the individual brought up about solar and wind. There's a long discussion about setbacks and what the correct setback is. I've heard 750 feet. I've heard 0 feet as far as people asking for discussions. And so there's a lot of information in this document. With that being said, I think that Zach and I and Commissioner Schell, Chris wasn't here yet, found a pathway forward where those folks that need to have more additional information, that want to participate and want to have their input into what the actual process is, I'm amenable to that because I think we need to do it right the first time. And I mean that because there's a really good point about how a saldo is altered. The actual saldo is altered by having the same process that we're doing now. So the extension time and things would be the same, the public hearing, those kind of things. We can actually do this through this process, and I think handle it the right way. I would ask this, though, and Scott would probably back me up. Once you receive that information, we want you to show up and you provide your input. We've had meetings where people showed up and they didn't speak, or some people just didn't show up at all. So our goal is to ensure that you have another opportunity to speak on the saldo, and that being said, I would be okay with that, with Scott's motion to set that process into place. By no means does that demean the process where it's at and what it's doing, but I do believe that fellow colleagues of ours at the local government level, I know of 4, Scott knows of a couple extra ones who have said, we just don't know about this, and they actually, and some of them said, we kind of wish you would get it passed so we can get some help. So that's actually an interesting discussion too. So with that being said, I have no further discussion on this second. Commissioner Seeley probably does.
No, I just think that I respect the motion, of course. I think that if there's an implication that the due diligence of notification of local governments was not followed through, I think that that is categorically false. And I don't believe that's what's being made here. I truly don't, guys. I spent 5 years as a local government official before coming to the county as well. I know that communication breakdowns are not uncommon. We have a lot of, as we call them, kitchen table secretaries. And sometimes correspondence coming from the county does not always reach supervisors as diligently as it should. But I have to step back and ask, is that incumbent upon the Planning Commission and our planning department to solve that problem? If things aren't being passed along at the municipal level, that's an internal issue that those municipalities have to settle. Based on the turnout of the hearings back at the beginning of the spring last year, we had a number of municipalities come to that and give input, some for, some against, as was anticipated. The following set of hearings this year were not as well attended, but I know that they were just as well advertised. The industry professionals that attended, both those here, the early hearings, the most recent ones, plus an additional meeting that was held by the planning staff here at the courthouse, were attended well by industry professionals, by practitioners in those fields. And the input that we received was very beneficial. It was good food for thought, and small revisions were made to the document as a result of that. But and again, with respect to the motion, I will be voting no to table this. I think that we can continue to drag this process out. I don't know what the value of that will be. How many okay, if we have 4 public meetings, does it take 5? Does it take 7? I mean, I guess that's where I'm sort of at a loss. But again, gentlemen, I certainly respect the motion, and I can't say enough about the amount of time and resource and pain, blood, sweat, and tears that has gone into this process. And my hope is that this ordinance will pass. The delay, I think, will slow us down, and that's okay. But it goes without saying that the amount of effort that has gone into this is Herculean. And from the western portion of the county, I know there are several municipalities that also have existing soundos that are deeply considering rescinding theirs to pass that along to the county. Again, because of the expertise, the economies of scale, and the know-how of our planning staff and the members of the Planning Commission, which represent all facets of life and geography in Crawford County. Most importantly, the Planning Commission is a vibrant and active body, probably more so than this county has ever seen. I was on it for a while, and these guys are way better than I ever could have been. so I applaud them. But with that, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate the time to make a few remarks.
Any additional comments to that at all?
No, sir.
I will just say that in the makeup and structure of the discussion with Zach, it was not multiple meetings, it was one meeting. I know our timing was bad this morning. We'll be sending certified letters to the actual municipality, so someone will sign for the actual process, so someone can say, Scott, I didn't get that. Scott's going to personally hand deliver saldos to some of the folks that have talked to him directly. And at the end of the day, I think the opportunity to get this right the first time is for me, far outweighs the opportunity to pass something that's not right. And I think that's for me is something that I think is important. I think at the end of the day, that will be a well-publicized meeting. We will be there. We certainly ask for the input. But again, I tell you folks, like I applaud the work. I am not opposed to the makeup and structure of this. I do want it to be done correctly. By no means did I think that the planning office or the planning commission didn't send out anything correctly. I do think when you have certified mail for $9, I'll pay it out of my own pocket. I'll put it here. I'll pay the whole thing myself. I don't want any tax dollars to pay it. Then I can say to someone, well, here's your signature right here. You actually did sign for this. That resolves that issue. And this is not something minor. This is a big change for Crawford County. Although counties around us all do it, and that's good. This is a big change. It's not something small. So I think that's just an opportunity for us to say, here's your opportunity to have the extra thing. So I do appreciate your comments.
And once again, I greatly appreciate everything you've done. You and everybody involved with that, and you've done a fantastic job, and you did not fail anybody with your attempts on communication. That's not the point. I will have to differ with Commissioner Seeley a little bit when he said that it seems to be a communication problem with that municipality. But when we have township supervisors and councilmen talking directly to me, I now think that's our problem to make sure they get the information they're asking questions about. So that's why I'm going this route, and I'm sure we will proceed, and you will be very successful before we're all done.
Absolutely. And then if I may.
You may.
We do have the required postings, and we do post in the Meadville Tribune, the paper. But I think that there are always ways to improve, right? And so having a conversation with local governments and saying, obviously the ways that we are engaging with you are not working. How can we better do this, right? I look forward to that conversation.
Appreciate it. So the motion on the floor is to table, it has properly moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Last item, we're asking to ratify approval of a payment for pay app number 1 and number 2 from Sturdy Boots Construction, totaling $23,743.75 for completion of housing rehab work at homeowner number 18's house. This is paid for out of the whole home repair program.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Human Services. Good morning, Sue.
Hello,
Hi, Sue.
I'm seeking approval of the 3-year commercial lease agreement with the Economic Progress Alliance of Crawford County. This is a new 3-year lease that would run from April 1st, 2025 to March 31st, 2028, and it includes a 2% cost of living adjustment to the rent.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 I'm seeking approval to create 2 caseworker 1 positions within the intake department. This is not increasing our overall complement, it is just allowing us the ability to hire caseworker 1s in addition to caseworker 2s.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 I'm seeking approval of the purchase requisition to the Pennsylvania Association of County Human Services Administrators for the 2025 dues.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 I'm seeking approval of the purchase requisition to the Pennsylvania Association of County Administrators of Mental Health and Developmental Services for the 2025 dues.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 I'm seeking ratification of the purchase requisition to Stuckey Automotive for the purchase of a 2025 Ford Escape and delivery fees.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 I'm seeking approval of the fiscal year 24-25 mental health contract with Family Links for residential services. We have not contracted with this agency before, but we would like to have their program available as a contracted placement option.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Human Resources. Oh,
Now,
I know,
finance.
sorry. I missed you.
Yeah,
It's
we-
it's the band. You're hidden back there.
Yeah.
New hairdo.
We don't wanna
Hiding
Recognize you.
everything.
We don't want to spend any more
Yes.
money.
Yeah, ignore your bill.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
For your approval, I have the following invoice to Crawford County Drug and Alcohol. It's the 12/20/2024 county match, well, I'm sorry, invoice number 122024 county match for the last half of 2024 in the amount of $12,828.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Now Human Resources.
There we go.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm requesting ratification for the payment of the March health insurance premium for $381,393.67.
Phew, I rather would have skipped that one.
Second.
Probably moved in
So
second, any discussion? I actually like it because it's $200,000 less than it was before.
That's
so
true.
it's a
Yeah.
plus. Roll call.
Shell,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Okay, there's some new hires and transfers in your packet.
I will move to adopt.
Second.
Properly moved in second, any discussion? Roll call. Yes.
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 Okay, just for your information, the next work session is March 5th. The next full session will be March 12th. Commissioner comments, Commissioner Seeley.
Sure. Well, just again, thank you to everybody who came out to speak today. It's kind of nice to have company. These meetings can get a little dull without some members of the public here to express their thoughts and their concerns. We'd also remind folks from the Voter Services Office that nomination petitions are out and alive for the various municipal positions around the county. As mentioned before, there are hundreds of offices up this year, and if you have not done so, consider potentially stepping up to serve your community. Those will continue to be circulated until March 11th, at which point the shutoff is initiated and we have ourselves a primary election. So to those who are running, thank you very much, and again, encourage you to consider doing so. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Shell.
Well, what you folks witnessed today with a divide vote between the commissioners doesn't happen very often. Just so everybody understands, the three of us work well together. We really do. And so what you saw today doesn't normally happen. But and at the end of the day, Chris and I don't have any ill will towards anybody.
We'll have a cup of coffee after.
We'll have a cup of coffee later on. So, but yeah, things run well with the three of us, and we greatly appreciate your support.
All right, thank you. And I'll just finish up that this is good governance. I mean, people for and against have time to speak. As Calvin has came in on his own time. We actually request people do that as well. You don't have to come if you're not a public speaker. You can meet any of us at any time. We've not turned down any meeting I've been here 5 years, but these guys have not turned down any meeting in their year and 2 months. So if you want a meeting with the commissioners, you just go through the secretary, the forward secretary. My cell phone's published all over the place. I hear all sorts of phone calls from people. I took phone calls Saturday, Sunday, Friday evening. Oftentimes, my wife wonders exactly what I'm talking about because the content is very strange at times, and it's been anywhere from elections to human services to Saldos. So when I'm talking about riparian buffer zones, I got off the phone, my wife's like, what in the world is that about? So I think that people need to realize this is good governance, and I appreciate you guys coming today. With that being said, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. All right, we're going to bring the salary board meeting to order for February 26, 2025. I need approval of minutes from the February 12th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye opposed, motion carried. Now, motions before the board. I'll wait 1 second. Okay, motions before the board. In regards to human resources, I'm going to ratify the salary for the emergency transfer of Brittany Johnson, full-time Human Resources Director / Chief Clerk, transferring from full-time Human Resources Director, effective 1/13/2025 at a rate of $70,000 per year. Increases of $72,500 for 1/1/26 and $75,000 at 1/1/27. I so move.
Second.
And probably moved in second. Any discussion?
Can't thank you enough.
Yep, I would just say that combining two positions and saving the amount of money we are and the work that we have to do, we appreciate all your work with it, so.
And you do a great job.
Oh,
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye opposed, motion carried. Now Sue, I believe, has Human Services drivers. Or driver.
that room cleared out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Seeking to ratify the rate for the emergency new hire of John Tedesco per diem driver, replacing Thomas Madalino, effective 2/14/2025 at $13 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Probably moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye opposed, motion carried. If there is no other business for the salary board, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you. All right, we're going to bring the retirement board meeting to order for February 26, 2025. And approval of minutes from the February 12th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. There were no executive sessions, and we're ready for you, Brittany.
I make a motion for Jennifer Davis, formerly of the Crawford County Correctional Facility, to roll over her retirement with a start date of 9/1/2014, last date paid 1/19/25, and interest through 2/18/25.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried.
Next, I make a motion for Briley Phelps, formerly of the District Attorney's Office, to withdraw her retirement with a start date of 9/2/2022, last date paid in interest through 1/17/25.
Second.
Probably moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Next, I make a motion for Brian Swavey, formerly of Juvenile Probation, to begin his retirement with a start date of 9/14/1992, last date paid in interest through 1/31/25.
Second.
Probably moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Next, I make a motion to approve the Corn Ferry invoice number 195308146 for February 2025 actuarial services in the amount of $2,304 to be paid from the retirement checking account.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Is there any other business for the retirement board? If not, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much.